All right, let's dive deep into the world of Dividend Kings,
Ooh, Dividend Kings.
or these legendary companies that have increased their dividends for at least 50 consecutive years,
That's right, 50 years. Can you imagine weathering through recessions, market crashes, and who knows what else?
all while rewarding their shareholders. Yeah,
Right.
50 years of dividend increases. That's seriously impressive.
Yeah.
But what does that actually tell us about these companies? Why should we as investors even care?
Well, I think it demonstrates remarkable resilience. It kind of suggests that they have durable competitive advantages, strong cash flows,
Hmm.
and a management team that prioritizes returning profits to shareholders, like you.
Okay, that makes sense. So we're talking about companies that are built to last,
Yeah.
built to weather any storm.
Right.
But let's break it down. How many of these Dividend Kings are there?
As of 2024, there are 54 companies that have earned that coveted title of Dividend King.
54. That's quite a court. So should we just assume that any company on this list is a slam dunk investment?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
High yield doesn't always equal a good investment. While Dividend Kings have an impressive track record,
sure.
it's crucial to consider other factors like dividend safety, growth potential, and your own risk tolerance.
So it's not just about chasing those juicy dividends.
Right.
We need to do our homework, understand the company, its industry, and its long-term prospects.
Precisely. Remember, even kings can fall.
Oh,
In 2024, 3M and Leggett and Platt lost their Dividend King status because they had to cut their dividends.
ouch. That's got to sting. So what are some of the key things we should be looking at when we're evaluating these Dividend Kings?
Well, beyond dividend yield, consider the company's payout ratio, which shows what percentage of earnings are paid out as dividends.
Okay.
A lower payout ratio generally indicates a safer dividend. Also, look at their debt-to-equity ratio.
Okay.
A high ratio suggests they might be using too much debt to finance their operations, which could impact their ability to maintain those dividend increases.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we're checking their financial health, making sure that they're not over-leveraged and they can actually afford to pay those dividends.
Yeah.
What else should we be thinking about?
Don't forget to consider the company's business model and its future growth prospects.
Hmm.
Is it operating in a growing industry? Does it have a sustainable competitive advantage? Is it adapting to new technologies and trends?
Right.
These factors can impact the company's long-term ability to generate profits and sustain those dividend increases.
This is a lot to consider. It sounds like investing in Dividend Kings requires a more strategic approach than just chasing those high yields.
You're getting it.
Okay.
It's about finding companies that are not only rewarding their shareholders today,
Right.
but also have the potential to continue doing so for years to come.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to meet these Dividend Kings.
Okay.
Let's start uncovering their stories, their industries, and what makes them pick.
Let's dive into the list, starting with the highest dividend yielders as of June 2024. At the top, we have Altria Group, MO, with an 8.4% yield.
Wow. They're the tobacco giant. And those cigarette sales, while controversial, can be quite lucrative.
8.4% is certainly eye-catching.
Yeah.
But I imagine their future growth prospects might be a concern given the changing attitudes toward smoking.
That's a valid point.
Mhm.
Next up is Canadian Utilities Limited, CDUAF, a diversified energy company yielding around 6%.
Okay.
They've got a long history of consistent dividend increases, but U.S. investors need to be mindful of currency exchange rate fluctuations.
Okay, so diversification and currency risk are things to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Who else is gracing this royal court?
Coming in strong with a 4.4% yield is Federal Realty Investment Trust, FRT.
Right.
They're one of the oldest REITs around and have a proven track record in the real estate market.
Real estate is often seen as a stable investment, and their longevity speaks to their ability to navigate those market cycles.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Who's next?
Next, we have Universal Corporation, UVV, a leading leaf tobacco merchant yielding around 4.3%.
It's worth noting that they've faced headwinds in recent years as smoking rates decline, but they're also investing in alternative crops and sustainability initiatives.
So even with these Dividend Kings, we need to look at how they're adapting to industry changes and evolving consumer preferences.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Northwest Natural Holding Company, NWN, a gas utility yielding around 4.1%.
Right.
They primarily serve the Pacific Northwest, and as a utility, they benefit from relatively stable demand, making them less susceptible to economic downturns.
Okay, so utilities offer that stability factor, which can be appealing to investors seeking a less volatile ride.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now let's talk about another utility company, American States Water, AWR, currently yielding around 4%.
Okay.
They primarily serve California and even have contracts with U.S. military bases, providing a stable revenue stream.
70 years of dividend increases. They must be doing something right.
Yeah.
All right, what other dividend kings are on our radar?
Next up is Dover Corporation, DOV, an industrial conglomerate with a diverse portfolio of products, yielding around 3.9%.
Okay. They operate in various sectors, from engineered systems and fluids to refrigeration and food equipment.
Diversification seems to be a recurring theme here, which makes sense for mitigating risk and ensuring long-term stability.
You're absolutely right. Now let's look at Emerson Electric Co., EMR, yielding around 3.8%.
Okay.
They're a global technology and engineering giant involved in various sectors like automation, climate technologies, and commercial and residential solutions.
So another company with a broad reach and a diverse portfolio, suggesting resilience and adaptability.
Precisely. Next on our list is S&P Global Inc., SPGI, a financial information and analytics company yielding around 3.7%.
Right.
They're known for their credit ratings, data, research, and benchmarks, a crucial part of the financial world.
They're playing in an information-driven world, and that's a smart move in today's market.
Yeah.
Who else is deserving of the Dividend King title?
Next up, we have Genuine Parts Company, GPC, a global distributor of automotive and industrial replacement parts, yielding around 3.7%.
Think of them as the essential link in the supply chain for keeping vehicles and machinery running smoothly.
That sounds like a pretty stable business given the constant need for repairs and maintenance.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about Nordson Corporation, NDSN, an industrial technology company yielding around 3.6%. Yeah. They specialize in precision dispensing equipment for adhesives, coatings, and sealants, serving various industries.
So they're the behind-the-scenes players ensuring that things stick together.
Exactly. And let's not forget about Parker Hannifin Corporation, PH, yielding around 3.4%.
Okay.
They're a global leader in motion and control technologies, providing a wide range of components and systems for various industries, from aerospace and defense to life sciences and energy.
Wow, we're really seeing the breadth and depth of these dividend kings. They're involved in everything from everyday essentials to complex industrial technologies.
It's a diverse and impressive group, isn't it? And we've only just begun to scratch the surface.
Wow.
There are many more dividend kings to explore, each with its unique story and contribution to the market.
I'm eager to hear more. Let's continue our journey into this world of financial stability and potential riches.
Right.
We'll be back to continue exploring the world of dividend kings.
Sounds good. All right, so let's pick up where we left off with these incredible dividend kings.
Okay.
Next on our list is Lowe's companies, Low W, yielding around 3.4%.
Okay.
They're the home improvement giant, competing head-to-head with Home Depot, and they've benefited from the surge in home renovations and DIY projects in recent years.
That's interesting. I wonder if that trend will continue or if rising interest rates might put a damper on home improvement spending.
That's a great question one investors should consider.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears and talk about PepsiCo, PEP, yielding around 3.3%.
Right.
They're a global food and beverage behemoth with iconic brands like Pepsi, Frito-Lay, Quaker Oats, and Gatorade.
PepsiCo. I'm a big fan of their snacks,
Yeah.
but they've also been making strides in healthier options, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They've been expanding their portfolio to include more nutritious choices, recognizing changing consumer preferences, and that adaptability is crucial for long-term success.
Absolutely. So we've got home improvement, snacks, and beverages covered. What other industries are represented in this Dividend King lineup?
Next, we have 3M Company, MMM, yielding around 3.2%.
Okay.
Well, they recently lost their Dividend King status due to a dividend cut.
Oh,
They're still a fascinating company to analyze. They're a diversified technology company with a wide range of products,
right.
from adhesives and abrasives to medical supplies and filtration systems.
It's a reminder that even Dividend Kings can face challenges and that past performance is not always indicative of future results.
Right.
Due diligence is key.
Couldn't agree more. Now let's talk about Johnson & Johnson, J&J, another healthcare giant yielding around 3.1%.
Okay.
They're known for their pharmaceutical products, medical devices, and consumer health goods.
Johnson & Johnson. That's a name everyone knows. But they've also had their share of legal battles recently, haven't they?
They have, and investors should consider those potential risks and how they might impact the company's long-term performance.
Good point. So we're not just looking at the past, we're trying to assess the future as well.
Exactly. Let's move on to Procter & Gamble, PG, yielding around 3%.
Okay.
They're another consumer goods giant, with a stable of household brands like Tide, Pampers, Gillette, and Crest.
Procter& Gamble, those are products people use every day, regardless of the economic climate.
Yeah,
That's got to be a comforting factor for investors.
absolutely. Now let's look at Colgate-Palmolive, CL, yielding around 2.9%.
Right.
They're another consumer goods powerhouse, focusing on oral care, personal care, home care, and pet nutrition.
Colgate-Palmolive, another company with products that are staples in many households.
Right.
They seem to be well-positioned globally as well.
They are. They have a strong international presence, which helps diversify their revenue streams and mitigate risk.
Okay, so we're seeing a lot of these consumer goods companies on this list, which makes sense.
Yeah.
People always need toothpaste, soap, and diapers.
You're getting it.
Right.
Now, let's talk about Chevron Corporation, CVX, yielding around 2.9%.
Okay.
They're an integrated energy giant involved in every aspect of the oil and gas industry.
Chevron. The energy sector can be volatile, but they've managed to navigate the ups and downs and maintain those dividend increases.
Yes, they have. They have adapted to changing energy landscapes and invested in renewable energy sources as well.
So even in a traditional industry like energy, we're seeing that adaptation and evolution.
Right.
What other dividend kings should we be exploring?
Next up, we have Cincinnati Financial Corporation, CINF, yielding around 2.8%.
Okay.
They're a property and casualty insurer, providing a wide range of insurance products to individuals and businesses.
Insurance, that's an interesting one. I
Yeah.
would have necessarily thought of insurance companies as consistent dividend payers.
Well, they benefit from steady premium income and have a long history of managing risk.
Okay, so they're in the business of assessing and managing risk, which makes them somewhat resilient to economic downturns.
Exactly. Now let's talk about Ecolab Inc., ECL, yielding around 2.8%.
All right.
They're a global leader in water, hygiene, and infection prevention solutions and technologies, serving a variety of industries.
Ecolab. I've seen their products in restaurants and hospitals. It seems like hygiene and sanitation are becoming increasingly important, which could bode well for their future growth.
That's a great observation.
Hmm.
Now let's look at Aflac Incorporated, AFL, yielding around 2.8%.
Okay.
They're a supplemental insurance provider specializing in offering policies that help cover expenses not typically covered by traditional health insurance.
Supplemental insurance, that's a niche market, but it seems like there's a growing need for those types of policies as healthcare costs continue to rise.
Yes, and that's a trend Aflac is well positioned to capitalize on.
Right.
Now let's talk about WW Grainger, DWW, yielding around 2.7%. They're a leading distributor of maintenance, repair, and operating MRO supplies, serving businesses and institutions across various industries.
MRO supplies. So they're the ones keeping businesses running smoothly behind the scenes.
Precisely. They provide those essential products that businesses need to operate efficiently and effectively.
Okay.
Now let's move on to C.H. Robinson Worldwide, CHRW, yielding around 2.6%.
Right.
They're a global logistics and transportation provider, connecting shippers with carriers to move goods around the world.
Logistics and transportation. That's a vital part of the global economy,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the rise of e-commerce and international trade.
Absolutely. They play a critical role in facilitating the movement of goods across borders and continents.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
We've covered so many different industries, and each Dividend King has its own unique story and contribution to the market.
It's a testament to the power of diversification and the importance of finding companies with durable competitive advantages.
All right, let's keep going. What other Dividend Kings are waiting to be discovered? Let's continue our royal procession of these Dividend Kings.
Okay.
Who's next in line for our spotlight?
Next is Expeditors International of Washington, EXPD, yielding around 2.5%.
Okay.
They're another global logistics company, providing a range of supply chain solutions, including transportation, warehousing, and customs brokerage.
So they're helping businesses navigate the complexities of global trade. With supply chains in the spotlight these days, that seems like a pretty valuable service.
Absolutely. They're experts in moving goods efficiently and effectively across borders. Now let's talk about Illinois Tool Works, ITW, yielding around 2.5%.
Right.
They're a diversified manufacturer with a wide range of products,
Okay.
from welding equipment and construction tools to food service equipment and polymers and fluids.
Illinois Tool Works, they seem to have their fingers in a lot of different pies.
Right.
That diversification probably helps them weather economic storms.
You're right. That broad reach across various sectors provides stability and reduces their reliance on any single market. Let's shift gears and look at Coca-Cola, KO, yielding around 2.4%.
Okay.
They're the iconic beverage giant known for their global brand recognition and their portfolio of popular drinks.
Coca-Cola, it's hard to imagine a world without their products. But they've also been diversifying beyond sugary drinks, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They've been expanding into healthier options like bottled water, juices, and teas, recognizing the shift in consumer preferences towards healthier choices. Now let's talk about Cardinal Health, CAH, yielding around 2.4%.
Okay.
They're a healthcare services company providing pharmaceuticals and medical products to hospitals, pharmacies, and other healthcare providers.
So they're the behind-the-scenes players ensuring that healthcare facilities have the supplies they need.
Exactly. They play a critical role in the healthcare supply chain. Next up is Roper Technologies, ROP, yielding around 2.4%.
Right.
They're a diversified technology company focusing on niche markets with software and engineered products.
Roper Technologies, they seem to fly under the radar,
Yeah.
but their consistent dividend growth suggests they're doing something right.
They're a great example of a company that focuses on profitable niche markets, often through acquisitions, to drive growth. Let's move on to Cisco Corporation, SYY, yielding around 2.3%.
Okay.
They're the global leader in food service distribution, providing food and related products to restaurants, healthcare facilities, educational institutions, and other businesses.
Cisco, I've seen their trucks everywhere. They're the lifeline of the food service industry, delivering those essential ingredients and supplies.
Absolutely. They play a crucial role in keeping restaurants and other food service businesses stocked and operational. Now let's talk about Leggett& Platt, LEG, yielding around 2.3%.
Okay.
While they recently lost their Dividend King status due to a dividend cut,
Right.
they're still a significant player in the furniture and bedding industry,
Yeah.
manufacturing a range of components for mattresses, sofas, and other furniture items.
Another reminder that even Dividend Kings can stumble. It highlights the importance of continuous monitoring and research, even with companies that have a strong track record.
Couldn't agree more. Now let's look at Franklin Resources, BNN, yielding around 2.2%.
Right.
They're a global investment management firm offering a range of investment products and services to individuals, institutions, and financial intermediaries.
So they're the ones helping people grow their wealth.
Yeah.
The investment management industry can be competitive, but they seem to have carved out a successful niche.
They have a long history and a diversified approach to investment management, which has contributed to their success. Next, we have Stanley Black & Decker, SWK, yielding around 2.2%.
Okay.
They're a global leader in tools and outdoor equipment, known for their iconic brands like Stanley, Black + Decker, DeWalt, Craftsman, and Irwin.
Stanley, Black & Decker. I've used their tools for years. Their products are known for their quality and durability.
They've built a strong reputation in the tools and outdoor equipment industry, and their global reach gives them access to a wide range of markets. Now let's talk about Brown & Brown, BRO, yielding around 2.2%.
Okay.
They're a global insurance brokerage firm providing a wide range of insurance products and services to businesses and individuals.
Insurance, we've seen a few insurance companies on this list, which suggests it's a sector that can generate consistent cash flow and support dividend growth.
You're right. Insurance companies often benefit from predictable revenue streams, making them attractive to dividend investors. Let's move on to Archer Daniels Midland Company, ADM, yielding around 2.1%.
Right.
They're an agricultural processing giant, turning crops like corn and soybeans into food ingredients, animal feed, and biofuels.
Archer Daniels Midland, they're playing a vital role in the global food supply chain.
Absolutely. They're a crucial link in feeding the world. Now let's talk about Kimberly-Clark, KMB, yielding around 2.1%.
Go.
They're a consumer goods giant, known for their household brands like Kleenex, Huggies, and Scott.
Kimberly-Clark, those are products that people use every day no matter what the economy is doing.
Exactly. They provide those essential consumer goods that are always in demand. Let's move on to Nucor Corporation, NUE, yielding around 2%.
Right.
They're a leading steel manufacturer known for their innovative approach to steel production using electric arc furnaces.
Nucor Corporation, it's encouraging to see a manufacturing company on this list, especially one that's focused on sustainability and innovation.
They're a great example of how a traditional industry can adapt to changing market demands and prioritize environmentally responsible practices. Now let's talk about Essex Property Trust, ESS, yielding around 2%.
Okay.
They're a real estate investment trust, or REIT, that focuses on owning and operating apartment communities on the West Coast.
Essex Property Trust, so they're capitalizing on the growing demand for rental housing in high-growth markets.
Exactly. They've strategically positioned themselves in markets with strong demographics and a need for quality rental housing.
Oh.
Let's move on to our final dividend king, Omnicom Group, OMC, yielding around 2%.
Okay.
They're a global advertising and marketing communications holding company.
Omnicom Group, so they're the ones behind those catchy jingles and memorable ad campaigns.
They are. They play a significant role in shaping consumer perceptions and driving brand awareness.